Folklore and traditions abound in the Great Smoky Mountain valleys, and if you're searching for a memorable tale to share over the campfire, the Cherokee legend of Spearfinger is definitely the best option. According to legend, Spearfinger is a shape-shifting witch with stone skin who, instead of a finger on her right hand, is equipped with a long obsidian knife. She wandered the mountains between what would eventually become eastern Tennessee and the western portion of North Carolina. Spearfinger enjoyed eating human livers, particularly those of Cherokee children. Parents thus advised kids to stay close to the community because of the Spearfinger legend. In order to retrieve fallen chestnuts for the winter, the Cherokee tribe would create bushfires in the autumn to clear the land, but Spearfinger would utilize the fires to find their villages. Spearfinger would appear as an elderly woman and trick Cherokee kids into believing she was a village elder, or perhaps a grandmother, mother, or aunt. Once in her grasp, she would offer to brush the child's hair until they fell asleep. The liver would then be forcefully extracted, which she would then proceed to devour. Before this, she would use her spindly knife finger to stab them in the heart or in the neck. Her mouth is characterized as being bloody red. The majority of sources claim that her Cherokee name, Utlunta, translates to "she had it sharp." As she traveled over the mountains with her raven companion, the creature would sing a song.
Liver, I eat it!
Quote, "Liver, I eat it." Apparently, she could shapeshift into anything she wanted to be, despite having the appearance of an elderly woman most of the time. For instance, she might pose as an innocent child or a wounded animal. No human-made weapon could penetrate her skin because it was composed of stone. Her heart, which she would clutch in her hand for safekeeping, was her single weak point. Like many mystical creatures, Spearfinger had an enemy, the Stone Man. Even though they shared a common foe, the Cherokee weren't exactly fond of the Stone Man because he also consumed livers, which meant he was also a threat to humans. Spearfinger apparently had the same ability to move boulders and rocks as the Stone Man. The Spearfinger mythology claims that in order to get from one mountain to another, they would both use their skills to construct huge rock bridges through the air, which is said to have enraged the higher beings and drove them to strike it with lightning. Near her favorite hunting spot in Jackson County, North Carolina, which is far to the south and close to the Georgia border, some of the bridge's remnants can still be seen today. However, Spearfinger didn't confine herself to any one location. She traversed the mountains of West North Carolina, following rivers and crossing through the Nantahala passes. Spearfinger was a cunning animal. Even though she pulled the livers out with her finger, she didn't leave any scars. Often it took her victims several days to die. The Cherokee eventually dug a deep hole and disguised it in the same manner as a tiger trap in order to catch Spearfinger. Then, to lure the mountain witch in, they started a fire. The old witch soon appeared, and this time in the shape of an older woman, traveling down the trail, which then collapsed and she fell into the pit. The stone-like skin was unaffected by the arrows of the warriors, and she started to mock the Cherokee warriors with her liver-eating song. Eventually, the titmouse, a small bird, is said to have arrived and instructed the hunters to shoot for her heart, aiming for her chest, but missing since they didn't realize the heart was in her right hand. The Cherokee from then on regarded the titmouse as a lying bird. Finally, a chickadee, another bird, flew over and sat on the palm holding the heart, indicating that this was her weak spot. After the hunters killed the witch by severing her heart from her hand, the chickadee gained a reputation among the Cherokee as a truthful bird. Nowadays, if the little bird perches close to a loved one's house while they are away, you can anticipate the traveler's safe and joyful return. After the incident, the Stone Man took Spearfinger's demise as a warning for himself, but soon thereafter resumed his ways of eating liver. Eventually, the Cherokee also overcame the Stone Man. According to tradition, The stone man could not stand the sight of a lady who was menstrual, and the sight of 7 such ladies would cause him to perish. 7 women were placed by the Cherokee along the trail which the stone man frequented. Evidently, their tactic was successful. The stone man had become weakened. He was brought to the ground by a medicine man, who then covered him with flammable debris and ignited a massive fire. The stone man cried out for bear, deer, and every mountain animal, but to no avail, and he eventually perished in the blazing pile. They claim that even after Spearfinger had been captured and destroyed by the Cherokee, you can still hear her screams and cackles in the dark mountain night. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a comment, a like, or maybe even subscribe. It will help this channel out a lot. Until next time.